You never watched Dirty Dancing?
No.
What are you, a communist?
No, but I don't watch movies.
I hope this is in the intro. Welcome into TexAgs Rewind, presented by Specs in the Rollo Insurance Studio at SEC Media Days. And thanks to La Casa Tequila for hooking us up. Nick Savage, David Nuno, Cade Beckham at the mothership. All right. Favorite part of the show, Nick?
Matt Moscona.
He was really good.
Yeah, Matt Moscona.
All right. Cade, your favorite part of the show?
I will say Conor O'Gara. I thought he was awesome.
God bless. You took mine. Okay.
I like Luke's haircut. Anyways, continue.
Who else was on the show? John Neighbors,
Chris Lowe.
Chris Lowe. I'm going with Chris Lowe, who apparently looks like Shane Gillis. Somebody who works for our company said that from far away. Don't see the comparison. Kate, who's on the rewind?
Well, we've mentioned all three of them already. Matt Moscona, Chris Lowe,
wait. Is that Steve Jobs? Is that like a Steve Jobs look to you, Kate?
Oh, me? Steve Jobs?
Neck?
Yeah. Well, it looks like from this angle.
Yeah, it looks like a turtleneck.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
it's a hoodie. Now you look like the Unabomber. All right, go ahead. Tell him.
Well, so Matt Moscona, Chris Lowe, Billy Liucci, and then Conor O'Gara on the rewind.
Everybody on the show is on the rewind. Check it out. It's coming up.
In this era of college football, if you're going to win a championship, you got to play 16 games.
Yep. You're right. You're exactly right.
Maybe 17.
Chris, let me close out with this question because I've been banging the drum this week and I feel like I'm in the minority. I feel that we could see 1 or 2 9-3 teams in the SEC championship game because of everything you just outlined.
I agree. I mean, last year, Georgia was close. They had to beat, what did it take, 8 overtimes to beat Georgia Tech?
Yeah.
And they would have been a 3-loss team going into the championship. Now, that's an out-of-conference game, but still they would have been a 3-loss team going into the SEC championship.
A&M as well, by the way.
That's right. So I think there were a lot of those scenarios last year that could have happened. Texas won some close games. I was in Nashville for their game against Vandy. People forget Texas had to recover an onside kick at the end of that game to seal the game.
Mm-hmm.
The league is closer 1-10 than it's been in a long time, and I would not be shocked, as you say, to see a 3-loss team. The question then becomes: last year the SEC didn't get credit for its schedule. Will they this year? Will there be a 9-3 team that could make the playoffs?
Yeah, that's take back to the question though of the what you're saying about the. How many teams should get into the playoff, right? Do you agree with Greg Sankey's position that, hey, the SEC should get 4 teams based on, when it goes to 16, based on the fact that the competition is so strong? Or are you one of the guys that say, hey, I like the 5-11 model and earn your way in?
Well, the Big Ten is the one pushing for the 4 automatics no matter what. I think the SEC would be good with the 5-11 because I think they feel like most years they get 5, at least 5, maybe 6 teams in. The sticking point is going to be how many league games the SEC plays. The coaches don't want any part of the 9th game. Greg Sankey would like to play a 9th game. I think the presidents and chancellors, for the most part, will be on board because ultimately that's going to mean more money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And all these schools are looking for more money that they have to pay $20.5 million in rev share. And the coaches may want one thing, but the coaches don't make the decisions.
How elite in your eyes is Nuss?
A lot of people forget he's the leading returning passer in college football. He's the only 4,000-yard passer back from a season ago.
Mm-hmm.
And that was on a team that was 104th in the country in rush offense. So they had no balance. They relied on Garrett to do a lot, and he did. The thing he's got to purge out of his game is what you all saw in College Station last year. LSU was firmly in control of that game, and the critical mistake he made on that 3rd down play, thrown back to the middle of the field, and then the avalanche started. If he can purge that out of his game, everything else is there. He's got everything you want: the size, the arm strength, ability to make the throws, moxie, toughness, leadership, son of a coach. He just checks all those boxes. It's just the experience he gained last year as a starter. He's got to learn from those experiences. If he does that, he could be in New York for the Heisman ceremony. The stats will be there. I think the wins will be there. It could happen for him.
Maybe you just answered but obviously LSU's a really good team last year. What, from the LSU perspective, because we have our, from the outside looking in, our opinions, what are the keys for LSU? What do they need to improve to take that step from being a good team to being a legitimate national championship contender? Because I know that's the goal.
I'll give you one on both sides of the ball. So the ability, we just talked about the ability to run the football. They're replacing 4 offensive linemen, which is correct. And of course, the 4th pick in the draft and Will Campbell. And they were outstanding in pass protection last year, but the run game never got going. I mean, this the Les Miles school was 104th in the country in rush offense. Like, it doesn't happen at LSU. So they've reworked the offensive line. They brought in a couple of transfers. I think they're really talented at running back. So it should be better, but I don't know that you can realistically expect it to be better when you're replacing 4 starters on the offensive line. We got to see it. And the defense last year was improved from 2023. That was the Jaden Daniels season where the offense was great, the defense was atrocious. But they were still they went from 105th in the country to in the 60s. So it's a dramatic improvement. You're still not nearly good enough. So can the defense go from 60s to 30s? And if they are, and the offense is what we think it will be, they'll have an opportunity to win every game they play.
I think people really are sleeping not so much on A&M as they are Marcel Reed.
Right.
And because he showed, this is my take, and you cannot tell me otherwise. He showed so much more in the positive reason to be excited department than he did in the, man, I got questions about him. It's not even close. And that doesn't guarantee anything, but I'm just saying, if you really took his performances and went good, bad, and then you factored in what were the bad ones? Well, South Carolina and Texas in particular. Well, those were against 2 of the best defenses in college football. One on the road in front of 80,000, both without Le'Veon Moss. So, as far as that room, I like it, and I would be remiss, though, if I didn't mention they've got freshman quarterback from Florida that is, I'm just telling you right now, Brady is a guy that
He's 17, right? Or he's young, right?
he's 17. He's young. He's skinny as all get out. He looks like you on a weight cut.
He looks good.
He looks he's really skinny, right? But I think no one, I haven't seen it written, I haven't seen it said. I don't think I've said it. I think if I'm looking at the quarterback of the future, if he's on campus, it might be him. And he is, the way everything about him, I think he checks the box.
All the boxes.
I'm telling you. And you look, and like you said about Marcel versus Connor or whatever, he's not going to be a runner and run around like Avery Johnson did or like Marcel does. But I think he's the dude moving forward. Again, it's quarterback. So if Marcel is 2 more years as your starter, can you keep a guy happy and on campus? That's every program has to deal with that. But as we sit here today, he's actually a guy who I'm the most excited about, his long-term potential.
Every offseason, I feel like you come with a really good A&M question. When I say not at the podium, just where you hesitate with them. Where are you hesitating with A&M this year?
I think you need a passing game that can scare people. I have no questions about the ground game. None. I don't look, and I don't want to. We don't need to get into the Le'Veon Moss off the field and whatnot. I'm more so concerned about what his knee is going to look like as a running back coming off of a serious knee injury like that. That's always just going to be a question. But then I'm like, well, I think Ruben Owens is going to be phenomenal.
Right.
I liked what we saw in limited sample size from Amari Daniels last year when he was kind of asked to step into a bigger role. I love the fact that they've got such continuity returning on the offensive line. I love that it's year 2 with Colin Klein. I love that Marcel Reed showed us things in his first year as a starter, back and forth season as a starter, I guess, that made us think, oh, you can work with that. He is a great scheme fit. I don't know that they're going to scare people with how they throw the football. And if you're going to have the upside of a playoff team, you need to have that.
Yep.
You look last year at the playoff teams, and they really, a lot of them, if you were one-dimensional, you got exposed. Tennessee was one-dimensional. Tennessee got exposed. Tennessee had a great ground game with Dylan Sampson. They had, obviously, injury issues with him getting into the playoff, but I still think that would have been a really tough matchup, even if he had been healthy. So what's going to determine your upside? If they can start taking the top off some defenses, if Marcel Reed can improve his downfield accuracy, if Casey Concepcion steps in as the guy that was the true freshman All-American that he was at NC State, let's have those conversations then about A&M.
Let me give you some perspective from a TexAgs point of view. Last year's wide receiver group could not get separation.
Problem.
Right? Huge problem. I think these guys can get separation. Casey can get separation.
Yep.
Mario Craver can get separation. Terry Bussey, who last year didn't even know he was a wide receiver until right before the season, I believe can get separation. So that's one thing. I question who's going to be the big body like Noah Thomas was for them, but that's one area. Another thing is, and I've made it my mission this week to support Marcel in this respect. I don't think he's one of the top 5 quarterbacks. I think he is ranked 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm fine with that right now, right? Wherever you want to put him, I'm cool with it. But I do think people forget that he was not the issue at the end of the year. Nick, I think you're in a hurry. Tell the people.
Like, comment, subscribe. Bye.
Can't wait to get home.